freak show.
Never mind, I no longer want to find out.
Oh, no!
This is what the people want from us.
No! I thought throughout the last year, at least, you had a shred of love and respect for me.
Fuck! Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Oh, sweet, sweet calcium. I can smell your bones from here. Hello, everybody. Our name is Markiplier, and we're gonna watch a video because apparently that's what people want to see from this channel. So, Adam, have you ever asked yourself, man, I really enjoy this show about trains, but I really wish I knew the origin of Thomas the Tank Engine and his friends?
I can't say I have, but I'm...
Well, since you have, this video's for you.
All I know is that I just saw a very ominous Thomas the Tank Engine, like, faced the other way.
So just
like, looking off into the distance. So, like, I don't know what I'm in for on this video.
Just for some background, recently I came across this video called the Disturbing YouTube Videos Iceberg, or the Disturbing Content Iceberg, or whatever. And it brought up videos... classics such as Salad Fingers, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and apparently this one, which I'd never seen before. So I watched it, and I thought, you know who would like this? So we are about to show Adam the true origin of Thomas the Tank Engine in this half-hour-long special documentary that will teach you all about him, his friends, and why the island of Sodor is the way it is. So, without further ado, shall we get started?
Let's do it, Mitch!
All right, here we go. Shed 17.
Buffering, the scariest of all. Oh, it's a part of it.
Oh, you can tell this was made in the old times, back
Yeah.
before they had the little one-piece circle, which I
Yeah.
hate with a passion.
Oh, there it is, the island of Sodor.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yes.
Here we are, 1982.
Memories.
Back when days were good. And not when they were the way they are now. Hear that dose of nostalgia coming in for you? But wait. Not as all as it seems.
Oh my god.
What did I just say?
What is this?
Anyway, present day,
What is this?
actually, if you will.
I never knew that I needed an ominous version of the Thomas the Tank Engine.
I never thought it could
Peace!
be done. Do you like how the aspect ratio changes too with each
yeah,
fade?
yeah, it's just like ridiculous.
It's great, I love it. This video is quite the masterpiece, and you'll soon see.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have no idea what to expect. So.
Oh, but don't worry, that time the aspect ratio didn't change.
Oh my good golly. Is that Thomas? You okay, buddy?
People around the world have grown up with the railway stories, and all their cheerful characters.
My man Gordon has seen some shit. Did you see his face?
Dude,
Did you fucking see his face? We gotta go back there and get that for the cameras because... Oh my god! Gordon went to the gulag and he killed every last one of those Warzone players, dude.
Gordon's getting fucking flashbacks right now.
Gordon has seen... He was there for Agent Orange. He was there for all that shit that happened before that we can't talk about or else we'll get demonetized,
Yes.
which doesn't matter because we're not monetized.
Yeah, but exactly. But here we go. Old Gordon's seen some stuff.
Anyway.
I'm sure we're about to be looking like Gordon by the end of this
Oh,
video. so.
I believe we will be. There it is, Shed 17. You ready to have your mind blown with knowledge, my friend? Here we go.
Remote island of Sodor, off the
The
northwest
Isle of Man.
has
Oh
emerged
my
from
god,
the
what a
fog of
name.
World War II, relatively unscathed and untouched.
The island served as a detention camp for Germans living in England. That's how Professor came to be here.
Professor Wilhelm Goethe was born in 1903 in Munich, Germany.
It's a documentary, of course.
A doctor in biology, he became a prominent advisor to the ruling party.
Mitch,
Yeah, Adam.
what the fuck are you about to show me, bro?
I'm about to show you the history of the island of Sodor.
I see Thomas the Tank Engine, 3D models of SS guards. What are we about to watch?
Adam, you always knew in your heart that Thomas was an inhuman abomination. You know that the Nazis have done horrible things to human beings.
I didn't know that he was a Nazi experiment.
You need to know the truth, Adam.
Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready to have my eyes glued
Just
open.
listen to the history and all will make sense.
All right, let's do it.
It's hard to look past all this, but
Yeah.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to Thomas Adolf Hitler. Look at his wounded hands.
1939,
Adolf Topham
his war
hat.
escalated. He, his wife Olga, and 4-year-old son Hans fled the
No,
country.
Hans is looking rough. The world at war in 1973.
Ich habe nie einen solchen Befehl bekommen. Ihr habt einmal gefragt, nicht wahr? Am 14. Mai 1942 war der Großadmiral Räder und ich bei ihm.
That's what he wanted people to believe. The fact is, his experiments were hard to stomach even for his own people.
In truth, he had become a prominent figure in the government, but as his work progressed,
My fucking
questions
God.
and objections had been raised in the higher
Wow,
echelons
they're
of
not
the
happy.
Reich.
There's a reason why this video gets on the disturbing iceberg, my friend.
Pioneering, the cracking and manipulating of the human genome. What Professor Goetze was most successful in, however, was keeping his history a secret until his death. In an attempt to gain favor
God.
among the German hierarchy, Wilhelm Goetze was.
I love how they Photoshop him into like real pictures at
Like real places.
the actual locations, and he just T-posing there like.
He's just there.
Investigating the infamous Sajmelnacht, the Night of Sawdust. But as his experiments advanced, he became a much less popular figure and soon feared for his
There's old
and his
Wilhelm again.
family's lives.
Look at his wife.
As soon as he escaped to England, he was banged up
Fucking
here.
hot.
All locals were nice to him. There was no hostility, and many of them chose to live here after war.
Following their release, Professor Goetze, Olga, and young Hans chose to remain. After studying under his father, Hans left at the age of 18 and went to university on the mainland.
Just looks the
studying
same.
Biology,
He just made his
and
legs a little longer.
engineering, writing several
Oh, now he's a
pioneering
mustache.
Oh my
papers on
God!
genetics and the
Hans.
splicing of DNA with mechanical implants. He called it biofusion, the technique of manipulating genetic material to splice with mechanical attachments. However, much like his father, the British government became more and more concerned with Hans Goetze's proposals. So he was forced
I
to
see the
seek
tears in
financial
your eyes
backing
beginning to
from
form.
home.
His dad left Germany
Maybe it's a trick of the light, but
I just know where this is going.
You
and
do?
It's just.
Ireland as some sort of refuge where he could work in peace.
yeah, I think you know.
Soon every nutcase and eccentric was coming over.
By
Who the fuck was
1962,
that?
Hans had set up pseudo research.
Oh, who the fuck was that?
I don't know. Was that was it some
Why was there a Muppet?
some Muppet looking ass over here? Is just.
Oh, there he is. Get him off my screen.
I mean,
I'm done with him.
maybe that's Human Lou.
Old Cease. Play the video. I have to know.
Baby
Oh my
Thomas
God.
was born in 1968.
Oh!
Throughout the early years of his life,
You wanna talk about what we just saw?
Get him
A
there.
pregnancy.
Baby Thomas was born in
Baby Thomas.
What do you think?
Striking resemblance to somebody that we know, Mitch. I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen to our little baby Thomas there, but you know what? Let's not ruin the magic.
So let me instead propose to you a different situation. You're a proud father. You just had your first child, and you couldn't be happier.
Doubtful.
So one night, you and your wife are asleep peacefully in bed,
Also doubtful.
and you hear a knocking on the door. You hear it creak open. You hear the pitter-patter of little footsteps, and you feel a pressure on your comforter in between you and your wife.
Mhm.
Your eyes slowly open to see that face looking you dead in the eyes and saying, "I had a nightmare. Can I sleep here tonight?"
I would reply, looks like I did too. This
That's
guy.
in one of the first video cameras, and it'd be on the platforms
Oh,
every day. You can see me in some of those tapes.
Yeah, it don't look good, but hey.
It's not a great
Morning,
one.
Thomas. But he was friends with everyone, even that simple bloke who could only say where he lived. But his favourite trains were the old
Did you get it?
steam engines.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
I understood it, and I did not like it.
This video has a much better ending than Game of Thrones, don't worry.
Good.
and appointed a new controller.
I hope.
Sir Topham Hatt. Born into money, he took his ridiculous name to heart and started wearing a top hat all the time. Of course, we islanders had a different name for him.
Fat bastard. As him. He banned all steam engine volunteers, he cut most at rail employees, shut down the branch line and the
museum.
smaller stations.
What's the time? Thomas, get moving.
Young Thomas loved following railway. He'd be out all the time, hoping to catch a new train on his camera.
11:45's coming through soon. He won't wait for us.
Unfortunately, he didn't take as much notice of the safety signs.
I'm not being late again. Have we missed it yet? Wait for the 11:45. Never mind the 11:45. It must be late again. Thomas, come on. It's always held up.
Worst jump scare I've ever seen.
Was mortified. He disappeared from public view.
That's
and
how it
went to the
happened.
labs, locking himself in. Wouldn't allow anyone in there.
Just how he looked both ways. And then you knew the train was coming, but I didn't know it was just gonna come that quickly and cartoonishly at it.
This is why you always look left, right? And then left again. What did Adam do as a natural British person would? He looked right, left, and then he died.
And then he dies.
And that was it.
right.
Stupid fucking cunt.
Now let's see what happened to our boy Thomas.
Oh, I wonder.
Production was shut down, orders weren't met, but the two Professor Goetzes didn't care. More and more equipment was being delivered daily, but no one was allowed in Shed 17. Questions started being asked on Sodor. Where were the Goetzes? Would there be no funeral for young Thomas? And where was the body?
They'd arranged for Thomas to be transferred to a mainland hospital. He'd been taken to the complex but was never moved by rail. We all assumed the obvious, he was still in lab.
But if Thomas was there, was he still alive? And what was the purpose of keeping him at the complex? Almost a year after the accident, the doors of Sodor Research were reopened. In an open invitation to the people of the island, Thomas rolled out of Shed 17.
It took me a moment to realise what it was I was looking at. When he looked at me and said,
Hiya, Mr. Hartley.
it dawned on me what Hans Goetzer and his dad had done. One woman passed out as Thomas smiled at us.
I mean, I can't blame you, lady, but
You're really loving on this video right here. This is everything I hoped it would be for you.
it's everything and more, Mitch. It's so. I'm glad that Thomas is okay.
Hit that play button, it gets
Let's
better,
do it.
my friend.
Let's do it.
I had to run off around the side of the shed.
Hey, are you alright, Keith?
It's fair to say I was pretty nervous at times,
Joined now by Keith Hartley.
but I think I put on a brave face.
What did you think when you first came to meet Thomas the Tank Engine?
Behind closed doors, the only question they agreed to answer had been asked repeatedly. Would Thomas work on the railway? The response was an emphatic no. Thomas's DNA
No.
had been reprogrammed to accept and adapt to the engine structure, using the engine's internal system to maintain his organic functions. What no one could be sure of was how much of the engine was mechanical and how much was organic material. Thomas had been able to move around without coaches,
Oh no.
but to work on the railway, his engine would need
like
to
that
be
face.
fired up and operated by a driver and fireman. Since no one could be sure how much of the engine was Thomas, the pressure caused by the engine could rupture his organs from the inside, and the incredible heat could boil him alive. The other interested parties, eager to seize on the biofusion gold mine, the
comes
independently wealthy Topham
the
Hatt
fat cunt.
staged a hostile
Fat
takeover,
cunt.
and within weeks had bought a controlling share in Sodor Research.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, the policy of the company changed, and so did the ethics. The medical supply wing was shut down, and work began on mass biofusion experiments and operations. Anyone who could afford it, some handing over their whole fortunes, were turned into engines. But, along with the new policy, there would be worse to come. Biofused engines would be allowed, then obliged, to work on the railways.
The first one we fired up was James. He didn't have the money some of these people had, and so agreed to basically sign his life away if they wanted to experiment further, or to take massive risks like this. As usual, the fat had everything recorded. All kept classified, you understand.
These recordings, shown for the first time, reveal the extent of Sir Topham Hatt's experiments.
It was horrible watching these engines work on the railways some days. But the tourists wanted to see it. They expected it. And for me, it was work.
But with the new engine's increasing work schedule came more and more accidents.
Typical capitalism.
Typical.
Problems. He'd been filming all day for the new TV series they'd announced.
Here they are.
And for his last scene, he had to pull into Wellsworth Station and whistle to the kids on the platform.
Peep, peep. Whistled Edward. Thank you very much.
Sadly, this was only the first in an increasing number of incidents.
Harold had an obsession
Oops.
with aircraft and had paid to become a helicopter.
Not Harold.
The operation had gone
Not
bad.
Harold, too.
But
I
we
think you
had to
can
ban
you
him
can see
from
where
being
this is
allowed
going
to
now.
attempt
Nice.
flight.
The experiment kept secret until now.
That was upsetting.
Maybe the diesel
Adam,
engine
has
was to
science
be the
gone too
first
far?
Biofused locomotive used on the railway.
We fueled her up and everything seemed fine.
Tell me.
wonder
You
what-
tell me, Mitch.
Wonder what will happen.
The diesel began to burn her internal organs. Everything organic in the engine was soon burning.
Have you ever heard a locomotive scream in pain? We tried rinsing out the fuel tank with water, but by then it was too late.
Mavis's
God.
body would be kept under lock and key indefinitely. In an unexpected U-turn, Sir Topham Hatt would ban fueled engines from being used on the island.
My
Harold was never
God,
told
bro.
why he couldn't fly,
Yep.
but the decision would keep him alive, if only for a little while longer.
In fact, unknown to the outside world, there had been many failed biofusion experiments.
did Harold dirty,
That
bro.
fat bastard kept the accidents a secret, and legal disclaimers had to be signed by anyone being biofused. So there'd be no legal action taken if anything went wrong.
Biofusion. Dude, I gotta ask. If some businessman came up to you and said, I could turn you into a train
No.
with a 10% success rate, would you say, absolutely, and sign your life away and pay them money to do that?
No.
All right, I just want to make a point real quick. I'm going to show you something. So you see what I'm doing right now?
Walking.
Freely,
Yeah.
without any tracks or anything?
Yeah.
I would like to ask, why the fuck would you take away your ability to do that?
This footage shows engines being displayed to tourists during the off-season. Many of these
Toby's
engines
looking
were failed biofusion
good.
experiments and were too ill to work.
Birdie.
or were all
That was his
That's
name.
the name, Birdie.
They
Birdie.
had to put a stop to that, though.
And old Percy. Oh no. Why?
Oops.
Why?
Accidents happening. Everyone started asking the same thing.
Why they gotta hurt
Why
Percy
had
like that?
Thomas, the first engine, worked so well?
First time's the charm, I guess.
The other engines had. Thomas had worked fine, seemingly oblivious to the other engines' problems and accidents.
It's like, oh, I don't know why
Keeping
these
their
guys are all
problems a
dying.
secret from
This
and
technology
even
is
among
failing
electric
so hard.
trains.
But
Even
they
failed
keep
biofused
on
engines
fucking
were
putting
being
money
displayed
into it.
publicly.
Of course.
Whose kind of business model is this? Trump's?
I also don't remember this guy.
I don't know who his name is. Let's see if we find out.
A kind of freak show.
Never mind. I no longer want to find out.
Horror.
Oh no!
All right, Wilhelm. Let's see what you're gonna do. Oh yeah, I remember this part.
There he is.
Can't tell if it's a picture of his son or Hitler on the wall. Oh, that's Hitler for sure.
That's Hitler on the wall.
That is Hitler. Okay. Then his son was the other
I like
one.
that he's still got it up.
Clearly.
This is like the what, the
anyone
70s or 80s?
Has anyone ever gone into your house? Like, do you just not let people in there?
Oh,
Oh, it's a Luger. Like that thing I'm about to hawk when he does this.
yeah.
He's gonna do it. And somehow this is the least terrible thing we've seen in this video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This seems pretty par for the course.
He was pointing that gun at his nose. He's Sandman.
What was he made of?
Couldn't come to terms with what was happening to his engine.
You should have seen it. Sawdust everywhere. It took us days.
But such attempts to keep the incidents on social
I mean, was
I
he a
guess
Nazi
they're-
experiment?
Well, I'm guessing they kept it as like what the fucking
Gordon
dolls are
Taylor
made out
was
of.
about to be
But
Sawdust's first
also, what the
462 configuration engine. Much bigger than any other engine at the time. We were terrified that fat
There he
shit would
is.
make us fire up that huge engine.
And here we go. He's gonna do
I
it.
love how he fucking roasts Sir Topham Hatt.
Yeah, it's because everybody knows he's like the communist dictator of the country.
Naturally.
The island.
The island.
It's a country, basically.
Island communist
The
territory.
island of communism.
As usual, these experiments were filmed. This footage has never been broadcast before.
Dr. Ruth and I filmed it all.
It might be a bit shaky. It was handheld.
Oh.
Literally cooking from the inside. By the time we were allowed to act, it was too late.
Now we know why fucking Gordon looked the way that he did at the beginning.
Indeed we
I wasn't
do.
as near to him as some of them. All I could do was run. I was lucky to get away with some singed clothes.
We told him, these are injured people here. They're going to die unless we do something. But he kept saying, no one from the outside can come in. No one can see this.
Finally, someone suggested we airlift them to hospital. Harold was banned from flying for his own safety, but we thought the risk was worth it.
Fueling Harold was a nervous experience. Would he have the same reaction Mavis had?
We all breathed a sigh of relief and loaded the injured people aboard. Then it all went wrong.
And there it goes.
Bye bye, beautiful.
Harold's engine had
There he
worked
goes.
fine,
Don't
but
bother to
what
write.
No one realized was most of Harold's lower extremities were permanently fused to his propeller system. As Harold's rotor blades began to spin,
Yeah, I wish they thought that one through.
vibrons would be drawn into the motor and tear him apart from the inside.
Oh my god.
Well, now there was no covering it up. The smoke could be seen all morning. The newspeople
Oh
were in an
my
instant.
god.
The guy's just like, yeah, we were pretty much fucked.
And start cleaning up the mess ourselves, with some help.
Henry was called into the yard to help tidy the mess. Working mostly at night, he would cart away the wreckage under cover of darkness.
We had to work
So
quickly.
imagine
to
if
carry.
you,
Yeah.
And it
if
was-
somebody said to you, we got a bunch of dismembered corpses that need to be cleaned up. Would you like the job?
Put them on your back and
Carry them for presumably miles
carry them for miles.
across the whole island with nothing but yourself and the weight of your thoughts to propel you forward.
I mean, any way to make a quick buck is all I'm saying, you know?
Capitalism.
Capitalism!
More like clap.
Henry had inadvertently been sent to shed number 17, where Thomas had been
He said it.
biofused
said
into a
it, boys.
tank engine and had subsequently been declared out of bounds.
He bolted and reversed out.
Keith locked the shed up without seeing what was inside, but Henry had seen it all.
We wouldn't even dare talk about that shed. More than our job's worth.
But Henry had decided to speak up and confront Sir Topham Hatt. That night, he arrived at the railway controller's office.
I don't know what was said in there, but there were raised voices at times. They had a shouting match for 10 minutes.
Can you imagine being a conductor and you just have a railway that ends right at your desk to have discussions with your trains?
I'm pretty sure that was in the show too.
I just
Listen, I'm just saying that's a real easy way to get murked.
He sealed both their fates.
Henry only said one thing to him: stay away from shed 17. The next day, the fat had a new job for him.
These news
The
broadcasts
flying
kill me
kicker
every
routes
time.
ran through the night, delivering fish from the docks to the mainland, across the highest altitude line in the country. The following incident would be made into a book and later recreated in the television series.
This is the train the railwaymen call the Flying Kipper.
I also love that the canon of this, like the show, is just a bastardization of what actually happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Changed quite a few of the facts.
So the show is real,
Yeah.
but so is this.
The main lines
Yes.
to a siding were frozen, and the home signal should have been set at danger, but snow had forced it down.
As the train approached the most treacherous part of the line, unnoticed to Henry, his driver and firemen, the points had diverted them to the adjoining siding and right into the path of another train.
Oops!
Well, you win some, you lose some, guys.
Well, yeah, I would take that as an L, personally.
That's a pretty fat L.
That was pretty fat. Yeah.
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 The Rock.
Henry's not.
Can you smell what he's
Firemen
cooking?
had jumped clear before the crash.
I mean, Dwayne's gonna be fine, but Henry's.
Oh!
Alan Barry died from their injuries.
Well,
Slowly.
God
No,
dead.
the poor bastards.
By midday, the recovery operation was underway, and Sir Topham Hatt had arrived.
my God.
Henry's
Cheer
like,
up,
bruh.
Henry, it wasn't your fault. Ice and snow caused the accident.
These images from a train spotter's camera were taken the evening before and were successfully covered up by the Sodor Railway Board for 10 years.
There was a railway spike in points, blocking them. Of course, that disappointed. We all knew what that meant.
They'll give you a new shape and a larger firebox.
Crewe was, at the time, one of only 2 scrap metal yards in the UK capable of handling and recycling organic material as well as engine parts.
Also, what is with the implication that the UK has scrapyards that recycle organic material?
and,
that's-
and it's one of 2.
That's just a murder yard. Like what?
You'll feel a different engine and won't need special coal anymore.
You'll be
Those
dead.
few words
be fucking
sentence
dead.
Henry to death.
Yep.
Won't that
Was
be
it?
nice? Yes, sir, said Henry doubtfully.
would
Everyone
doubt
knew
too.
we won't see him again. And everything was sewn up nice and neat for that fat
Oh, great.
As news got out about Henry's accident, it didn't take long for Thomas to realise Henry had been disposed of because of what he knew.
The
Smart
next
kid
evening,
for how
Thomas
stupid he
had been
is.
put on his own for the night at Knapford Station. As his driver and fireman left, under what was left of his own steam, he set off for the Sodor Research Complex. Thomas arrived at midnight. With no one around, he made his way to the shed where he was created. What shed number 17 contained was evidence of several attempts to create a tank engine with Thomas's DNA.
Just
These
stick
had been
wheels on the
early
skeleton.
tests made by
Engine.
people with no experience and experiment on
Works
this
for me.
scale.
Look, there he is. He's
Ill-planned
alive.
and unprepared, these procedures had used DNA.
I love that. I love that was like the first try. That was like they were just like, let's just take this body, stick wheels through the ribs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where the vital organs presumably
Yeah.
still are.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then just take the body, just send it on its way.
Did you ever consider, perhaps, that if there was this much of the body left, that you could have just installed a few life support systems and called it a day?
We could have, but that's
instead of taking the chassis of an entire train and filling it with human goop.
I have a feeling we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what else is.
We're gonna
what
find
else
out.
is going on.
Get ready.
To us, Thomas the Tank Engine had been the Thomas we all knew as a boy. Part of the family the whole island's population had known and respected since Wilhelm first arrived.
In actuality, this tank engine was no more the real Thomas than all the failed creations made over the 12 months before.
Well, that's some
This
philosophy.
Thomas had all the human Thomas's memories and experiences. He had learned what Thomas had learned, known who Thomas had known, but
So
so,
is that
had
Thomas?
all the previous
This
failures.
little skullboy Thomas.
They're all Thomas.
They're all Thomas.
Everything in here is Thomas.
Wilhelm and
Thomas.
Hans Goetze had had to learn through trial and error
how to bring their Thomas
there he
back
is.
from the dead.
Should have stayed
The
dead.
following experiments
I
have not
wish.
had the same work put into them, resulting in the freak engines and aircraft that had developed so many problems on Sodor Island and
now you
around
know.
the world. In Shed 17, Thomas wouldn't discover who he was, but in fact, who he wasn't.
I like trains.
Oh, here we go.
It's him. It's Thomas.
It's a coming.
It's Thomas. It's him. It's your boy Thomas the Tank Engine.
No, I don't want it anymore. I don't want it.
This is what we wanted to see. This is what the people want from us.
No.
That's
Oh,
how.
no!
That's how it looks. He's just another one of those Skelly boys.
He had no idea he was only one of many clones. None of us did. But I guess as time passed, we stopped asking all the questions we had at first. We were just glad our friend was back with us. He could work for us. He became our servant in a way. Someone who drew in the crowds, helped create jobs, was eager to work. Thomas always thought of us as his friends. Sadly, over time we came to think of him as just really useful.
Mitchell.
Yes, my friend.
I kind of thought we had something good going on here. You know? I thought throughout the last year, at least, you had a shred of love and respect for me. But here we are. Almost a year since we've started this channel. And you've decided to insert anything and everything that you could into my anal cavity all at once. And I just want to know what I ever did to you. What, as Claudio Sanchez once said, what did I do to deserve this? I don't know if things can be the same after this, Mitch, but
I
let's
understand.
at least finish out the next 4 minutes of this monstrosity.
All right.
And then we're gonna have a long talk about our relationship after this, okay?
That's okay. I agree.
All right.
All right.
All right. Oh, there he goes. Oh, just fucking pissed it on
It's the
there.
Photoshop of a real ass train.
Oh,
It's so much less gory without the 3D animated organs and
Yeah.
blood. Fan theory, Sir Topham Hatt was Hitler after he shaved his mustache. And that's how he disappeared and was never found.
I love it. I believe it.
Yeah,
Wait, was that Thomas?
it
did
was.
that say?
Yes.
And they just like put him in an iron lung and
And
just.
it's in a specialist unit where he's gone 23 reconstructive operations. I guess he's now Thomas the Iron Lung.
Yeah, I guess so.
I suppose.
The fucking scream. Was that it?
So now, we should be done. Oh, it's the boulder! Oh, they could not have picked a worse image for the end.
Oh man, Mitch, what a journey that was.
So would we like to discuss our relationship and or this video? So the simple answer as to why I brought this to you is because I needed somebody to share this burden with. And be that selfish or be that human, I had to watch this.
You know what, Mitch? There was a lot. That's a lot to carry on your own. You know.
Yeah.
I do have to share in that burden with you. So
listen, man, I love you and I trust you.
I can't be touched right now, though. We can start to mend and rebuild and learn, hopefully, from what we've seen here today.
No biofusion at all.
And realize that could be a lot worse.
I think that this video should be a compulsory part of the training program for cutting-edge robotics and medication. I think that real-life scientists should have to watch this to make sure they never go too far. But that's just a personal opinion.
I think that this should be shown in grade school. To scare any sort of psychopaths straight real fucking quick. And anybody who enjoys this, they're like, all right, we gotta send them back to God or whoever the fuck sent them here. And just know that anybody who enjoyed that and has any funny ideas of doing that, they don't need to stay here. And they shouldn't. All right?
All right.
So, with that, Mitchell, what else can be said?
My clap.